All right, in this video, I want to touch a little bit on sections, how sections are created, the view depth, so how far you see into the section once you go to the section view, and also a couple of things that will make the sections look a little bit cleaner on your plan view. All right, so the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to go up here under view. We're going to go to section. We're going to click this little guy, and then we are going to left click here on one side, and then left click here on the other side. All right, and the reason why I'm getting this message here, this warning message, and the reason why the section did not show up is because I have a filter applied in this plan view. So I'm not going to go too deep into it, but I'm going to leave a link somewhere here in the description or somewhere at the top of the screen that'll explain how I created that filter and how that filter works. But just to keep going with this video, I'm going to change here before I click out of the section that I just created. I know right now you can't see it, but I'm still in that section that I just created, and I'm going to give it a name. So I give it a name, Pedro Working 5, and if I click apply, then the section is created. So again, that filter that I have on this plan view essentially says that if the sections on this plan view only show the ones that contain my name. So only this one that I just created, and I bet if I click on this one, it also has my name in it. All right, so that's the reason why we're only seeing two sections in here. So back to the section that we just created. So by default, as we can see here, it shows up going this way. So if I go to the section, essentially just right click on it and say go to view, we are looking that way. So we are looking this way towards this side of the building. And then to make things a little bit cleaner or faster to clean all this stuff up, I already created a view template. So I'm going to apply that one. I will leave a link somewhere here in the description as well on about when it talks about view templates. So it's a pretty helpful one as well that essentially just kind of gets back to the same settings that I had applied to this one. So first thing I want to show you guys is by default, it kind of shows the building going this way. But if you want the section to look at the building going to the south, what you can do is you can, if you kind of zoom in right here, you can say flip section. So you can click this little guy here, and now we see the section going down towards this side of the building. Or the other thing that you can also do is if you hover on the body of the section, you can right click on it and say flip section. So two ways, you can say right click flip section, or you can hover on this little guy right here. So for now, we want to look at this side of the screen, at this side of the building. So the other thing that I wanted to point out is that these handles here control the view depth. So how far into the section do you want to see? So typically, I don't like to go all the way through, because if you do that, and if I go to the section, and if I put it maybe on, well, first let me get rid of this view template. So click apply and OK. And then if I say go to wireframe, you can see that I am seeing pretty much every single wall all the way to the end of the other building, or all the way to the other side of the building, to the end of the building over here. So this is the reason why you shouldn't get your section to go all the way through. So if we go to the section, and if we bring this section back a little bit, so maybe even to here, right, just for the example, if we bring it all the way to here, you can see that we're essentially only going to be seeing these walls right here. So if we go to it, compared to so let me split the screen here so we can probably see it a little bit better, see it in action. All right, so I'm going to grab the section, and then right now I am going to extend it all the way to the other side of the building. And you can see that now I'm seeing all kinds of lines, which really gets very confusing compared to if I say Control Z to bring it back. I'm only seeing just a little bit of essentially just the walls that I'm looking at right now, right? So essentially those handles control how far in you see into the section. All right, so that is one thing that I want to show you guys. Another thing that I want to show you, oh, and one more thing, the handles on the left, on the right and the left also control how far you're looking into the section, to the left or to the right, right? So the more I bring them in, the less I'm seeing on the section. But if I want to see the whole building, I'll just essentially bring it all the way out. All right, the next thing that I wanted to point out is this little kind of lightning bolt, I call it, right in the middle of the screen. Very helpful if you have a plan view with just a lot of things going on in the body of the section. Might get things confused when you have too many things going on your plan view. So I always I click this little guy, and then what this does, it essentially breaks the section up. So you can drag the body all the way to one end, and then you can drag this body all the way to the other end, and essentially just kind of gets rid of that line that's kind of going across the building and maybe getting things confused when you have a lot going on. All right, so that's the next thing. The other thing that I want to show you guys is these little kind of circle arrows going on right here on each side of the screen. So if I zoom in on it, what this does is this change the way the tail and the head of the section looks. So right now, if I click on it, it got rid of the tail. If I click back on it, it gave me the section symbol. And if I click back on it, it gave me that tail. And the last thing that I want to point out on sections, if you want to rotate it 90 degrees, you can easily just select the section, click rotate, and then you can either type the angle here. So I can just say 90, or I can just select it here and then rotate it 90, right? So you can see the 90 degrees here on the screen. All right, I think there's a couple more things that you can do with the sections, but I'm just going to leave this video here for now. I just wanted to cover the basics on the sections because I've gotten a couple questions on that, so I wanted to make that clear. Wanted to show a couple of examples, but I'm going to leave this video here for now. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys on the next one.